Okay, so class will continue again on the next part of first chapter, myelination of neuron. Myelinogenesis is called as a process where the formation of myelin sheath will form around the neuron or axon. So where it is begin? It's begin during the fetal development inside the woman's womb, and then it will proceed most rapidly during the infants, means from 1 up to 12 months old. So it will occurs when the Schwann cells or oligodendrocytes, so based on both of them, what we have recalled it is neuroglia, right? So will grow around an axon. It will start, and then their plasma membrane will form a concentric layers. So these layers after this will be called as myelin sheath. So if any deterioration of this myelin sheath, it will cause a disruption in the nerve impulse transmission. So then it will cause consequent loss of coordination. So how it's begin? Okay, both of them are the same for PNS or inside the CNS. Okay, it will start whereby the neurolimocytes will start to wrap around only one portion of the axon. So start here, the neurolimocytes will form a consecutive layer, this first layer, and then it will form a consecutive layers around the axon. So this will cause the overlapping of inner layers of the plasma membrane of myelin sheath. So this overlap cytoplasm of the neurolimocytes will cause the cytoplasm at last, this nucleus and also the cytoplasm of these neurolimocytes will be pushed to the periphery of the cells as the myelin sheath is formed. So this now, from the name of neurolimocytes, maybe they are oligodendrocyte or oligodendrocyte or Schwann cells. Okay, then they will be called after that as myelin sheath. So in details, we go to myelination of inside the peripheral nervous system neuron. So this myelination is actually the main neuroglia that are focusing here is from the Schwann cells. How it occurs? Because of the invasion of the nerve bundles. Second one, because of the rapid multiplication of these cells, and also because of the segregation of individual axon. So from this segregation of this signal axon, this is lead to the myelination. And if the axon size is smaller, less than 1 micrometer, it will remain unmyelinated, and they are only segregated, and several of them may be enclosed in one cells and some are in its own pocket. Okay, we'll see here. Okay, you see the differences between unmyelinated and also myelinated axon. Okay, myelinated axon here, okay, inside the nerve fiber, there are myelin sheath that's have thicker in size. But for unmyelinated axon, for example here, it's not have any myelin sheath surround it. Alright, so what it has, we see after this. Okay, how does the myelination inside the PNS occur? Okay, because it is starting from one nerve fiber and its nerve sheath inside the peripheral axon, and this axon are housed within enfoldings of the Schwann cells. Means the Schwann cells enfold this axon. So the Schwann cells form a sheath around one axon and surround this axon with, after that, having several double layers up to 100 layers of the cell membrane. If there's non-unmyelinated or unmyelinated axons in PNS, it also have the cover, but only one membrane wrapping. So the membrane wrapping here is called as neurolemma. Okay, so myelination of PNS membrane. Actually, peripheral nerve contain a considerable amount of connective tissue. So we see here, we want to talk about one entire nerve. Okay, so this nerve is surrounded by a thick layer of dense connective tissue. Okay, so I want you to see in details. Okay, this is a nerve fiber. This nerve fiber, inside there are lots of layers. Okay, start from one layer, the epineurium. Okay, epineurium is called as thick layer of dense connective tissue. So, okay, that we call as entire nerve. But this connective tissue surround of individual bundle of nerve. This one bundle of nerve, one bundle of nerve, one bundle of nerve. So this bundle of nerve is surrounded by perineurium, we call them. So this perineurium So the space between the individual nerve fiber is filled by loose connective tissue. This is called as endoneurium. So inside there, they are having nerve bundle, right? So inside there, they are having endoneurium or loose connective tissue. So, okay, this is called one bundle of nerve. So if we try to open it up, it has Schwann cells that are enclosed one axon. So means in one bundle of this nerve, there are a lot of axon there. It's not axon itself only inside the nerve, but it is having many layers of connective tissue. Okay, we go to the myelination of CNS neuron. Okay, oligodendrocytes is the main neuroglia that have to myelinate the axon surrounding the CNS. And it is increased to maturity. So the pyramidal tract remain unmyelinated at birth and completes around end of second year of life. But the increase in induction rate will increase as the rate of myelination increase. That's why infants are having slower and less coordination in their responses because it's less myelination inside the axon. So this infant also has no neurolemma okay, it's not like PNS. Inside the PNS, they are having neurolemma for unmyelinated axon. But in CNS, there's no neurolemma for unmyelinated axon. Okay, so what's the function of neurolemma? Okay, neurolemma is for non-myelinated nerve fiber. But this neurolemma only acts for covering and protecting membrane. So in unmyelinated nerve fiber necessary for myelogenesis, but neurolemma are absent in CNS. But they are presence in PNS. Okay, so the neural circuits that we want to cover after this, after myelination. Neural circuits are interaction between multiple neurons. Okay, it's circuits is like as electrical circuits. When you want to go to the electric circuit, it's a lot, right? So this interaction between the multiple neuron, it will interconnect to one another to form large-scale neural networks. So the variation will allow a wide variety of control mechanism. That's why we call human as a complex life, because they are having a variety of control mechanisms. So the circuits are partially stimulated and inhibited at the same time. Means it's not overly stimulate, no, but it will be some inhibition, some stimulation. So it will be having a balanced circuit. So the stimulation, it must reach the threshold level to fire neurons in a given circuit. So we can see after this what's the threshold level. We'll learn after that. Okay, there are some types of neural circuits. First one is simple circuit, second one complex circuit. Simple circuits, and only the first one only between the sensory neuron, motor neurons. So it will result in a simple reflex. So the simple reflex here is like a reflex arc. It's like knee-jerk response. So from this knee-jerk response, why it's called as very simple? Because the reflex are more rapid and the response is automatic. So it's only requires 5 steps. From first, it arrived the stimulus are arrived, so it will activate the receptor. This receptor inside the peripheral nerve will activate the sensory neuron. So this sensory neuron will go to the processing of information that activate directly to the motor neuron. There's no interneuron involved there. So they will go up to the response by the receptor. So this is called as simple circuit. Second one, we go to this complex circuit. Why we those associated most of the behaviors. Our behaviors are associated with the complex circuits. Alright, involve the integration by the interneurons in the CNS. Okay, it can be divided maybe divergent circuits, convergent circuits, reverberating circuits, and parallel after discharge circuits. So we go to the divergent circuit. Diverge means it will diverge or spreading the stimulation from only one, but it will diverge into many neurons. So this one will allow only one neuron to communicate with many other neurons in only one network. So this is called as amplifying type. So the input signal is spread from one, but it is amplified into more than one neurons for one synapse. For example, it is motor neuron that stimulate many muscle cells. Second one is convergent. Convergent from many types of cells, it will last in only one. So it is funneled into only one neuron. So it is, for example, regarding the respiration. Okay, stretching the receptor from your lung or chemoreceptor and also the baroreceptor. Okay, from that one, it will synapse only into one cells in medulla oblongata. And then, reverberating circuits, which mean it will stimulate from one, but it will re-stimulate the first cells in order to start the process all over. So this signal will go or travel through a chain of neuron. So most involved in breathing, sleep-wake cycle, and repetitive motor.